Away from one, the Denver Broncos trying to solidify the top seed in the AFC, and this will help. Taking on Trey Lance's Los Angeles Chargers. It's Jaquan McMillan the other way for 6. Defensive points always appreciated as Denver goes on to win this one and do just that. A 1 seed. All roads lead to a mile high. And that's where we take you now. Tony Romo joining us with the latest from Week 18. And Tony, this has been quite a saga for Denver. They keep maintaining this level of play, and they do all you can. You solidify a 1 seed, everything comes through you. But how do you detail the quality of this victory on Sunday?
Well, this was a big one because it's a little bit of a nervous game in some ways because you want to end the game early, and they started off really good, but then they allowed the Chargers to hang around. But you want to get out of here, number one, healthy. You want to win the one seed. Once you kind of got that established as the game went on, then it was about getting out of here healthy, and I thought they did that, and so I feel like they're in position. They've done all the hard work. You win the division first. You get the 1 seed second. Now you're in the playoffs. You get to rest people, get people healthy, and it's going to be a tall task for anyone to come into Denver with this defense.
Yeah, we're hoping for the best on the left side there with Bowles suffering the injury. Going to be a big piece of this team moving forward, but you start to allow your brain to go there if you're inside this locker room right now. We do have the week to get right, and once we're back in action, it all comes through us. What does that do for a team in their preparation to know that no matter what, you're coming to our place?
It's huge. It also gives you the confidence. I thought the Chiefs game early in the year and then some other ones, Philadelphia, I mean, these games basically said, hey, we can actually do this because you made the playoffs last year and you felt comfortable and you're like, we're pretty good, but then you still have to prove to yourselves that we're actually on that level. And they kept doing that this year, and they kept showing that they could handle it, especially in pressure situations. So to me, this team's going to be riding high, and they're going to be very tough to beat. You're going to have a very loud crowd and a tough environment to come play in.
You couple that with this defensive group, and it feels like a winning formula, but that's why we play the games, Tony, and I can't help but draw a parallel between the 1 seed in the AFC and the 1 seed in the NFC. Quarterbacks that we've waited to see more from, and we have seen it in moments, and defenses that lead the way. Is this a burgeoning trend in the NFL? We've shifted back to defense winning championships?
Well, I think what you found was the parity started to show this year. Like the top-tier teams, you've had, Kansas City, Baltimore, Buffalo. They've been there so long, so they're drafting late every year. These other teams keep getting better, but then they get the right coaching staff. You get these right guys who are leaders of the organization that start to put them in position with some of the talent, and then all of a sudden they take off. And, I felt like this year some of the best teams are going to be upset. I didn't think some of them would miss the playoffs, but I do think that you're seeing the evolution of why the league is so, amazing every year. You always have a chance, and it's proven out that way this year. But definitely the defense is going to be as important to winning this year in the playoffs, and home field advantage will play a role. There's no question.
Tony Romo, our team with the NFL on CBS, will continue to bring you the best as we detail the playoffs in the AFC. Tony, we appreciate you as always.
Thank you.
All right, so Denver gets it done. It's a 1 seed behind Bo Nix and this Denver defense. Most wins by a quarterback in their first or second season. Nix with 14 here, and it's double-digit win seasons in both the freshman and sophomore campaigns under Nix. Game, I just want your marquee headline to what we saw over these 60 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's obviously ended up where the Colts end on a 7-game losing streak. The Texans end the season on a 9-game winning streak. They lock in the 5 seed. Riley Leonard in his first career start, I thought looked really good. Alec Pierce and he had a connection that was undeniable. They were throwing deep balls. They had 2 touchdowns together. Alec Pierce gets tossed from the game for contact with an official. And the Texans pulled most of their starters in the second half because of the Jacksonville score. So they had to go out there and win it with their backups, and they did to secure that 5 seed.
I'm glad you bring up Riley Leonard's performance because I didn't think I'd be uttering this sequence of words to you. But I do want to ask you if you think that Riley Leonard and the Indianapolis Colts unearthed anything on the back end at Houston, something to worry about in an otherwise really buttoned up group this season for that Houston defense.
Yeah, I think you do have to take into consideration that the second half, it was all the backups playing for the Houston defense. But that first half, it was a lot of the starters. Kamari Lassiter was out waiting for next week for the playoffs. But other than that, that was the #1 defense, and Riley Leonard was finding success deep behind the defense. He played really well, and I think it's more on the Indianapolis side. I think at minimum, they have certainly secured who they feel like could be their #2. And if Daniel Jones is indeed coming back to them, which it seems like he might, and if he may need a little extra time, it seems like they might have somebody who they can be confident in going forward.
All right, JJ, you know I never want to put you in a spot, but you have worn so many hats in this game. First and foremost, the hat of those Houston Texans. So I want you to put that hat back on for a second here and speak of the pride in which Coach Ryans has accomplished with this group thus far.
Yeah, I think he was the exact right hire at the exact right time for this organization. 3 years ago, they were in a place where it was not good down here in Houston, and they needed somebody to right the ship and set the culture of the organization and put it in the right direction. And D'Amico Ryans, having played here, understanding what this place needs to be successful, has done that and then some. 3 years, 3 playoff appearances, 10-plus wins, and he's been able to do it successfully over and over again, even after an 0-3 start this year. Just who he is and the way he leads this organization. So stable, the same guy every day, and such a good football coach that these guys are getting the most out of them thanks to their head coach.
Sound to this point, but you are defined by what you do from here, and if the hair of J.J. Watt is any indication, it's all business the rest of the way. JJ, appreciated watching you doing your thing this season, pal.
Hey, I appreciate you always, brother. You do a fantastic job. We're all thankful for you.
J.J. Watt, what an addition here on CBS Sports HQ all season long, and man, we got some fun ones coming your way. These playoffs on CBS. Longest win streaks in Texans history. How about riding your longest franchise win streak into the playoffs? It will be road football for the Houston Texans, and they will get the winner of the AFC North, yet to be crowned in game. With this, they win 8 straight heading into playoff football. All right, Trevor Lawrence has been a big reason why, the reason why, these Jacksonville Jaguars have rattled off 8 in a row and find themselves at the top of the division. 38 total touchdowns this season. Lawrence, we define you from here, but quite a statement from the quarterback in Duval. Back in studio with the fellas to dive into some of what we saw. And again, so much up for grabs, including the South, no longer up for grabs. That is a division title for Duval in year 1 under Liam Cohen. You can go big picture, you can go small picture. What has impressed you most of the Jaguars as of late?
Just the maturation process with their quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. And watching this relationship